home for collectors. That's what our next guests are hoping to build for what they say is just the beginning of a booming business in memorabilia. They say the market is set to hit a valuation of $1 trillion by 2033. That's more than a doubling from here. Wheelhouse CEO Brent Montgomery and 776 CEO and Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian join us now. Welcome to both of you. Alexis, let me start with you. What is your passion about collectibles, and what are you attempting to do here? Build a marketplace or a community or both?
First and foremost, a community. And you don't have to look too far in my background to see just how much I love collectibles. I have since I was a kid, and it's been a hobby that I rediscovered about 6 or 7 years ago when a buddy of mine said it was starting to come back. And I went deep. Video games, cards. I mean, we got a whole room, whole office full of this stuff. And the first thing I did naturally was go online to, social media websites, hit the search. And what I found were so many disparate communities online of collectors, but no one place that was intentionally designed for them to come together, whether they love trading cards or other collectibles. And so we've got a chance now to build it with Mantel.
So, Brent, this could be trading cards. You've brought some collectibles. I'm going to ask you to walk us through it in just a moment. This could be trading cards. It could be Pez machines, dispensers. It could be the whole gamut of collectibles. This is creating a community. Again, I want to come back. Is it also a marketplace, a place where you can trade, buy and sell, or what?
No, there's plenty of places for that right now. So we wanted to create a spot where both collectors, investors could go that really focused on giving the best user-generated content, which is Alexis's forte, and then myself, more of a video guy, a storyteller, Pawn Stars, King of Collectibles, and some other shows that have been around collectibles. And really, to your other point, it's starting with sports cards first. It's been a lot of fun to work with Alexis and iterate a little bit in one vertical, and then we'll expand it to Pez dispensers, Beanie Babies, music, and so on.
So there's this fantasy, I think, that I'm going to find in my shoebox or in my attic the card, and you take us through a couple of cards, the card that is going to make me a billionaire. And does that happen, or do you have to really be a serious collector to make money in this area?
When we launched Pawn Stars in 2009, it was during a bad economy. People were going to their attics, their garages to dig out stuff. And yes, it does happen. We did a show with a guy where he found a $3 picture at a 5 and dime store. It turned out to be the second ever picture known of Billy the Kid, sold for, I think, north of $5 million. So it does happen.
Alexis, I want to come back to you in just a minute, but Brent, I want you to show us a couple of the things you brought that are highly prized. Why don't you start with the Beatles record, that single?
So this is Love Me Do, which Paul McCartney said was the song that really took the Beatles from starting to do well to going over the top. And of course, their monumental Ed Sullivan show not long after that. And that one, this record here goes for about $32,000.
$32,000. And that is a single. That's called, for my son, that's called a 45, right?
Well,
is it really? Yeah, it is. It is a 45.
And for our daughters and some of our sons, I think you see now with Taylor Swift, which her stuff's moving about double of what it was last year. Fewer records are being produced, physical, fewer CDs. And so the actual value of these, getting them signed, is more than it would have been historically.
So show us the Mickey Mantle. That's L-E, not E-L, like the name of your new platform, but L-E, Mickey Mantle card. What's that one?
Yeah, we named the platform Mantle, like where you put your favorite stuff, right? The fact that maybe subconsciously it was an ode to Mickey Mantle as well. So this is probably the most famous sports card there is, and it's funny why it's so valuable. You know the story, Dan?
No, I'm just nodding because I'm enjoying it. It's amazing.
Basically, Topps, which produced this card, decided that their next run was going to be more valuable, so they dumped thousands of sets of 1952 Topps into the ocean to make room in their warehouse. So the limited scarcity is what drove the value of this specific card.